Hi everybody and welcome to another video. My name is Richard Seilitz, I'm the owner of Redpants, and today I'm going to be talking about the PCV valve for the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. Now this I think is one of the most overlooked maintenance items on the V8 Vantage. While the DB9 and other V12 engined cars from the same era got a decent amount of discussion about how the PCV valve needs to be cleaned or replaced or whatever else, I have not really seen too much, at least historically. I haven't seen too much historically. It hasn't been that, it's not like it's 50 years, it's what it is 10 years ago, that's getting there. Anyway, I haven't seen as much discussion about PCV valves for the V8 Vantage as I have for the V12 engine cars. So in this video, I'm going to just kind of talk about why it's important to replace your PCV valve and how to know if yours is bad to begin with. So what I have here is the Positive Crankcase Ventilation Valve. That's right, it is PCV valve because it is the Positive Crankcase Ventilation Valve. Not like a PIN number or an ATM machine, which is redundant. Positive Crankcase Ventilation Valve. And it does exactly what it says. This is for a 2005 to 2017, I think, Aston Martin V8 Vantage. And its job is to release the excess pressure that builds up inside of the engine while the engine's running. Now, pretty much any engine is going to have a PCV valve of some sort because when the engine's running, that heat and pressure is building up inside of it, inside the crankcase, and it has to be released. If the pressure isn't released, it's going to build up to the point where it's going to force its way out of the engine, usually through the weakest link available to it. So in general, it's going to be something like an O-ring or a gasket or a piston ring. And that's why you have issues with engines that are either getting leaks or burning oil that are really old. Well, it's one of the reasons. There's obviously there's a lot of reasons, but it's one of the reasons why that happens, why you have those leaks or blow by or whatever else, is because it's got too much pressure inside the crankcase and it can't get out. That is the job of this, the Positive Crankcase Ventilation Valve. And this is the one, like I said, for a V8 Vantage. And I'm talking about this one specifically because I think the Gaydon era V12 cars, so the DB9, the DBS, the Virage, Rapide, Vanquish, those all got a lot of discussions about them. But for the V8, I don't think they get much attention for the same issue. And truth be told, this is actually something that needs to be done on all cars, not just Aston Martins. So anyway, this I think is one of the more overlooked maintenance items on the V8 Vantage because it's not actually prescribed by Aston Martin as a service item. So if you look at the Redpants website, so redpants.jp, you'll see that I have an information section, and in that you'll have a maintenance guide. And on the maintenance guide, you'll see that in the 4 years section, it will say the PCV valve, even though it's not actually stated by Aston Martin as a service item. So I wanted to take a moment to talk about these because they can and do go bad over time. The way the PCV valve works is very simple. It's got a diaphragm inside, it's got an inlet, and then it's got an outlet. The inlet is coming from the engine's crankcase. That is full of that hot air and oil vapors coming out of the engine's crankcase. There's a diaphragm inside that allows excess pressure to then get out of the engine's crankcase. It helps control that pressure release, and it gets rerouted over to the intake manifold. The excess pressure and air cannot just be released out into the atmosphere because it has oil vapors in it, and so it has to be kept within a closed system, which is why it comes out of here and goes into the intake manifold to be burned off and pass through the emission system, whoever still has those things. So this then is where the issue lies. Because the air passing through the PCV valve has oil vapors in it, when those oil vapors pass through, they can recondense down into liquid oil, which then becomes a sticky substance that's coating the inside of the PCV valve. Over time, that can build up and cause the diaphragm to not function correctly. And if the result of that is the diaphragm not opening at all or being gunked up to the point of not having any airflow through it even when it is open, that pressure is going to find a new place to go. And then we're back to those oil leaks through O-rings and gaskets or extra blow-by past your piston rings. The good news is these aren't terribly expensive. I mean, they're cheaper than an oil change and you only have to do it once every 4 years. They also take only about 5 minutes. I've gotten it down to less than 3 minutes because I actually test every single one of these that I get in, and I'll talk more about that in a moment. I recommend replacing these as preventative maintenance because they are really easy to replace. takes maybe 5 minutes if you've done it more than once, and they're not that expensive. I mean, these cost less than an oil change, and you only have to do it once every 4 years or so. The easiest way to know if a PCV valve has gone bad is if it's buzzing. And it's easy to tell if it's the PCV valve that's buzzing because you can just press down on the top, put some pressure on it, and if it stops, you know that the PCV valve is making that noise and it needs to be replaced. There are other more difficult to determine issues that can crop up because of a PCV valve, and they often have symptoms or these symptoms may often overlap with other potential causes. So you may not realize that it's the PCV valve causing a specific issue because it could be tied to something else also. And the only way to figure that out is to do more diagnostics or to test by removing the PCV valve and replacing it with a good one and seeing if anything changes. So some of those symptoms, again, we've got the oil leaking, we've got the blow by from the through the piston rings, although that's a bit harder to tell quickly because you have to actually, well, I guess you just have to see if you have more oil consumption than usual. But again, that's a sign that you have a bad PCV valve. But you could also have things like a rough idle. You can get check engine lights because the amount of air going into the intake manifold is higher than it should be because it's stuck open, for example. So there are other things that could happen. But again, not all of them point specifically to the PCV valve. But I want to mention them, not because I'm trying to confuse anybody, but because when, I get a lot of emails asking, hey, I have this check engine light and this P code, or they don't even mention pulling codes at all. They just say they have a check engine light with an emissions warning. This is one of the things it can be. And I don't know if a lot of people realize that, which is part of why I wanted to make this video. So now, real quickly, the reason this one has the red dot of shame is because this is a bad PCV valve that is brand new. And it's not the only one that I have. I actually have a few more sitting on the shelf right now. Here's how I know it's bad. Now, of course, that noise should not be there. That's not how the engine is supposed to sound, and nor is it how the PCV valve is supposed to sound, which is how I knew this one was bad. And unfortunately, I found that out after shipping out a few of these, which I lost a lot of money having to do repeat shipments, and luckily I was able to get them replaced. And I was able to get those to my customers. Thank you guys for your patience while I was getting those replaced. But long story short, there was a bad batch of these that had been supplied to Aston Martin, and nobody knew about it until people were installing them and finding out that they had that horrendous buzzing noise. So that's why this one has the red dot of shame, and it's like I said, it's not the only one that I have that is marked with the scarlet letter O, apparently. Is that O? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so basically, I wanted to mention that because I started testing every single PCV valve that I get in to make sure it's okay, because I do have a slowly expanding pile of bad ones that I need to, I don't know, melt down and make into something. I don't know what I'll do with them. Maybe I'll cut them up and make a hat. Last thing before we go, like I said, this should be a quick, easy video. Let's go over how to install these real quick. You see 3 holes here, only 2 are used. Those have 10mm bolts. There's a hose that goes over the top of this. You just disconnect the hose from the inlet duct that goes into the throttle body. You can bend that out of the way. I find it easier to disconnect the second hose from the intake manifold and leave it attached to the PCV valve until the PCV valve is removed from the car. This pulls right up. It's just a couple of O-rings that press fit down. Pull it off and boom, you've got it out. You put in the new one the same way. You pop it down, you plug it in, and you put in your 2 bolts, you put the hose back on and you're done. That's it. I hope that was the quickest, I think that's the second quickest installation DIY I've ever done. Second only to the Shorty Antenna, which you do this, and then you do this. So there we go. That's the video though. I hope you enjoyed it. It may go without saying that I do sell these because I do recommend people replace them. So If you want to get one, please do support the channel, support the website. All the information I provide is for free to you guys, and all I ask is that you support what I'm doing by liking, subscribing, and if you need the parts already, please check out shop.redpants.jp to buy them from me so that I can continue feeding my family and once in a while making myself a drink. God knows, I've refilled that like 3 times in setting up my camera, which is now my cell phone at this point because I can't get any filming right with my actual camera. So okay, that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye.